So you do understand now. And that we are doing all these things because these are not the things that we do. We allow them to do these things and we learn from it. And the next steps and the next objectives we have, we will execute. I will not make it stagnant by elaborating those next steps here in the video. But suffice it to say that things do change. And the bottom line that you have to remember is the healers, we, the healers, can kill. We have to. And that the killers will never heal. Okay, now that's the baseline of it all. But there are a hierarchy of things to be done that we are doing. That includes making use of those killers by our own control to heal. But at the bottom line, those elements that kill, they can never heal with their own accord. Do you understand now? But that's the progression of things. And then the difference between us men and the Twantmos is that when it comes to emotions, what we feel as men is worry, fear, sadness, dumpiness. The Twantmos sense that and they are excited by it. And when they feel that around them, they immediately go to the subject, that person feeling it. And that's how they cling on through that. And their nature, the Twantmos' nature is that when they feel fear from others, they know how to pacify it in a way that will in turn require them to attach to the subject. And during that method of attaching, they learn secrets from the person because they will ask for payment, so to speak, from the person they're helping. And usually that is the secrets of the spirits. And this trait is with the mothers, that when children are fearful, they run to their mothers and ask for help. But I'm not saying that men are not able to also help their children, but the majority of the time it is the mother who had already stolen from the men at that time, and they attach themselves that way, emotional attachment and all sorts, and they steal from their children. And when the Twantmos feel fear for themselves, they do still use that as an excitement, but the response to it is to manipulate the situation, to reverse it. And so they will become aggressive, irritable, and they are never happy that they are fearful, they're feeling that, and they will start calling in those favors that they have done for others, and they will count favors and so they could escape from that situation. They're really not part of my creations at Twantmos. They have been the instrument of the fallen angels to oppose, to be adversarial against men. But to be able to do so, they attach themselves in a way to first learn the secrets and everything about their subject, everything that is advantageous to them. They're dying, they are, but we're still studying. They know the truth. They have to know the truth first before they can successfully do what they have successfully sinned against me, against my creations. And it is all about the intention, the bottom line. And the intentions of the Twantmos are that of the fallen angels, because they are their instruments. The Twantmos are the instruments of the fallen angels. Simple as that. And we now know where the fallen angels are. I'm going to be taking out Samyaza on a leash, and I will make him jealous and show him what the Twantmos are doing here on my earth, how they are just laughing about here, making them wait, because Samyaza and the rest of the fallen angels need the spirits of the Twantmos for them in the furnace of fire to help them with their fear and pain. As I told you, in their consciousness, in their spirits, they are built to pacify the fear of the subject, the person needing them, the spirit needing them. And the fallen angels need them back for themselves this time as a slave. Because in the furnace of fire, they are really fearful. And I need to take Samyaza out for a stroll on a leash again. This is the second time I'm doing it. I did it last year. Just so when the Twantmos arrive in the furnace of fire, they will make them suffer even greatly as a punishment for making the fallen angels wait and suffer more without them. And the more the Twantmos suffer, the more energy we extract. And that is why I've been telling the Twantmos, it is best that they report now to the furnace of fire where their owners, the fallen angels, are waiting for them. I am telling them the truth, even though that would be disadvantageous for me and for those who belong to me, because we will be losing the energy that we could have retrieved more if they suffer more. But in my truth and in my righteousness, I nevertheless still tell them to do so. But I still rely on the truth of the Twantmos that they will never do as I command them. Who wins now? It is the 14th of April, 3:45 in the morning. And just about an hour ago, we just got back from the furnace of fire and taking Samyaza, the Saturn of all Saturns, for a stroll, a very quick one, just to show him what the Twantmos are doing. You know, the Twantmos belong to him, and he and the rest of the fallen angels need the Twantmos to help them there in the furnace of fire. Oh, and how furious and jealous he is. He has the right to be jealous. He owns them all. Some are even praying to some other spirits, not to him. But Samyaza is right here, temporarily under my possession here. This old receptacle. That is it for now. Anyway, I'm really exhausted every single time I descend and have to go down there. I feel cold and heavy. And even though my spirit is blazingly hot. But anyway, that's that. And I'm gonna take him for another stroll, especially now that there's a big party going on out there in America. Right next to where, what was his name? Marvel. That place where Marvel had opened up the gateway to commune with, is the guy who made that rocket technology. If you know, you know. It is the 16th of April. My archangels and I have finished what we had to do. It's a very momentous moment. Only those who belong to me would know, because my love of my life is finally with me. Same person whom I have been talking about, but it's not about the body. It is about the spirit. Firstly, I had talked about how my process, our process, is slowly being done. That the thread of life, as I had explained a year and a half ago, is much like the thread in this physical realm, made up of fibers intertwined. And we cut off each fiber one by one and observe each change of personality is the result of the cutting of that thread. The human body, the consciousness within it, the spirit, is made up of different spectrum of itself. That's what makes personality of a person change. And every time we come close to the next step for the progress of our process, the consciousness of my love of my life, specific spectrum, is victimized by the Whore of Saturn and her entire family. They hold him in prison. And so Sancti Michael Arcangeli and Sancti Raphael Arcangeli had to do the operation of taking my love. It's never about the body, but it's the spirit. And now he's with me. And this had been the command of my archangels. Rightly so, they had a right to make this command to me because I have assigned them with my love of my life, and they had assessed for me the possibility of even trying to save the Raymond, but it is impossible. The prejudice is still there, and there is still blindness because of the comforts that they believe in more than the eternal life that I have offered. And so the bottom line is that my archangels are now back with me, along with my love of my life. This would be one of the 2 or 3 videos that I will post on my YouTube account to wrap up this process that I'm doing here on YouTube. This has been part of my plan since 2002, and I needed to complete my record in my truth and in my righteousness, and thus I have made this video. I have my life complete now with my other half with me, and on we go with the next process. My love of my life will definitely have his raiment, and that raiment of life will be forever until the last day of my earth. That is what I have decreed since the beginning. My Acharon and I will stand together, hold hands together, live together forever until the last day of my earth. This I had decreed, I had prepared since the beginning, since before my creation.